All right, today we're going to talk about a very powerful tool for growing your business at a ridiculous rate. It is, wait for it, drum roll, social media. Okay, so we know social media, social media is a weird word, concept, pairing of words, honestly, because it's really just the internet at this point. If you think about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, it's just where everybody spends their time for the most part. If you were to map out a user's journey of the internet, it's probably like 80% social media, 10% search engines, and then like 10% on like these weird, I guess maybe porn would rank much, much higher for a lot of people. But, barring that, the idea of social media, it's just the internet at this point. It's just where people hang out. It's just life 2.0. It's not digital reality. It is just, for most people, their primary reality. And you are probably already using social media in your own personal life. You are probably already being targeted and doing business on there, buying products. I have products all around me right now that have come as the result of social media marketing. So I'm prey to it as well. The question is, are we going to use social media to grow our businesses, or are we going to be used by social media to help other people grow their businesses? Now, if you're here listening to this, you are an entrepreneur on a mission to maximize your return on life. So you know that you ain't here to be used. You're here to do the using. Oh, that's weird. Okay, we're not here to do the using. We're here to make an impact, a positive impact on the world through our products and services by getting it out to people that we know we can help, we can serve, we can make their lives better. And the best way that I've found to do that is through social media, is by making people aware of what it is that you do. So today I want to share with you 5 ideas, 5 tips, 5 hacks for using social media more effectively. Over the last couple of years, we've grown on social media an audience of around 500,000 people. That's across YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And we've used those eyeballs, that attention, that audience, to generate tens of millions of dollars. So we've cracked the social media nut in a lot of cases, and I want to share the lessons that we've learned along the way. And we've invested very heavily to try and figure these out. A lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of tears, a lot of crying, lots and lots of crying, too much crying. Okay, so let's talk 5 ideas for getting the most out of social media to grow your business. Number 1 is to show up with intention. Now, you as an individual, as a personal brand, or your business, you're multifaceted, and you probably have a lot of different things that you're interested in. And that's great. That makes you a normal human being, makes you diverse, makes you very interesting. But the problem a lot of times with social media and how people use it is they're too haphazard. One day they're sharing this thing, the baking the cookies in the kitchen, and then the next day they're sharing they're on a walk, and then they're on a boat, and then they're on a horse, and then they're doing this other thing, and it's like they're all over the place, and you're like, what do you do? Who are you? So it's very important that you show up with intention. You take 3 to 5 aspects of your personality that you want to amplify, you want to draw attention to, that you want to become known for, and you stay within those bounds for now. Don't overwhelm people with all 50 different assets or facets of your personality. It's going to overwhelm and confuse people. We want to, in the beginning, become known within a very narrow, defined piece of terrain, right? For me, a lot of it is ADHD, so hyperfocus, productivity. It's around entrepreneurship. It's around creativity and writing and storytelling, right? Maybe a little bit of health as well, right? And so those are the things that I tend to be known for, and I keep it pretty much within those lines every single time. And that helps people put you into a category, because that's really, at the end of the day, we're trying to put people into different categories, and we're being hit by thousands of people, thousands of pieces of content every single day. And if I don't know how to categorize or think about you, it's going to overwhelm and confuse me, and then I'm probably not going to follow along on your journey. Okay. Number 2. The second way to get value out of social media to really maximize these platforms is to lead with value. It's not to go in there thinking I'm going to extract value from the audience. It's actually the reverse of that. It is to go in there, give, to deliver immense amounts of value that build goodwill with your audience. And then you will have a percentage of your audience who is interested in learning more about the things that you do, that they want to do business with you. They will go on their little merry way, and they will find those things, and they will do business with you. Awesome. But the goal shouldn't be just to go in there and monetize from day one. That will just turn off your audience. You want to give, and then ask. The good ratio for this is 3 to 4. So 3 gives for every ask. And the more gives that you can do before you ask, the bigger your asks can be. So lead with value. Now, here's the thing. A little pro tip here. A lot of people think that they're leading with value when they post things on the internet. And the reality is it's valuable to you, but not valuable to your audience. What I mean by that, I see this all the time. People are like, hey, I'm doing this live event, this webinar on the 31st, sign up for it. We're going to talk about this, this, and this. That's not leading with value. Okay, I'm sorry to say, but you're actually asking me for something in that transaction, which is my time, my email, right? You're asking me to do something in exchange for that. That's not the definition of leading with value. That's trying to transact. Leading with value is, here's the thing, I'm not asking for anything, not even an email address. I'm just giving it to you. Putting out my best content for free, take it and run, right? That's leading with value. All right. Number 3, the third concept for crushing social media is consistency matters more than intensity. Do not think that you can just show up and post 5 times every single day for the next month and you will have grown this massive audience that loves and adores you. It doesn't work like that. You can't date a girl for 80 hours straight in a 2-week period and expect her to love you for the rest of your life, right? You need to spread it out. You need to show up consistently every single day for the next 2 years, 3 years. If you do this, then you will have this massive flywheel spinning in your favor. But the problem I see so many people get into is they start with too much intensity. Just like with the New Year's resolutions, they go to the gym 2 times every day for 20 days in January, and then they're like, this is unsustainable, and then they stop. So more important than showing up with intensity is showing up consistently. So pick an amount that you can consistently show up. If that's 1 post a day, engaging in DMs 5 times with 5 new people, 5 opens, whatever it is, figure out what's sustainable for you. And you don't need to be on all the different platforms simultaneously. This is another mistake a lot of new entrepreneurs make, is they're on all the platforms and they can't sustain it. And they have subpar content on all the platforms just because they're churning it out. They're using AI and Filipino VAs to produce the content that's just not very good. So pick one platform that you can consistently show up until you get meaningful traction, until you have the systems, the process, and the team around you that will help you to expand to the other platforms. Just stay the lane and be consistent. And I would say your expectations of how long it will take you will determine how much success you ultimately have. So if you think that it's only going to take you 3 months to see success on social media, you're going to fail. I'm just going to tell you that. But if you think it's going to take 3 years, you're probably going to succeed. So lengthen your time horizon here. Now, number 4 is express, don't impress. Everybody's on social media thinking that they need to build authority and credibility, and that the way to do that is by showing off all their big wins, showing the Lamborghini, showing the fancy houses and all that stuff. But the truth is, like, that's just impressing people, and it doesn't build connection. We want an audience that connects with us and that roots for us, and they don't root for you when they're just seeing you on top of the mountain, right? They root for you when they see you at the bottom of the mountain, they see you climbing it. That's when they're rooting for you. And so when you're creating your content, when you're on these platforms, don't go in there thinking I need to be the bee's knees, because I will just tell you right now, there will always be somebody more beautiful, more smart, more handsome, more fast, more rich, right? You're not the best person in the world at any one thing. So stop trying to impress people. Like, unless you're number 1 in some domain, it is not impressive. Okay. But if you go in there with the idea of, I want to express, I just want to connect, I want to share my truth, my experiences in a way that resonates and brings people value, that authenticity of your experience, that will drive so many people into your ecosystem that just want to be around you. And ultimately that will then lead to growing your business. I promise. That's just the law of big numbers here. Last but not least, the 5th thing for growing on social media is to engage. It's important to remember that social media is social, right? It's the new town square. It's where people are hanging out. A lot of times the mistake I see creators making is they produce content, they put it out into the world, and then they just ignore the comments, the engagements that they get. They want to attract the audience, but then they're not actually engaging with the audience. And in my experience, it's much more important to have a deeply engaged and caring, ravenous, small audience than it is to have a big audience that just doesn't care. And this is the problem that a lot of large creators that you know of, they run into. They have massive followings, but they have so little goodwill, so little buy-in from their audience that they can't monetize it in any kind of meaningful way, because they never actually connected with their people. And that's where the engagement comes in. By engaging in the comments, responding to people, even if that's just a quick, hey, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm really psyched to have you here. That goes a really long way towards making people feel as though they're part of a community. And if you can build a community around you, your brand, your business, you will never, ever, ever lack for leads, for customers, and for all the growth you could ever want. So those are 5 ideas for crushing social media. Show up with intention, lead with value, consistency over intensity, express, don't impress, and engage, engage, engage. Take those, run with them for the next 3 years. Remember, long timelines. Time is a entrepreneur's best friend. Let it do the heavy lifting. Do that for the next 3 years. You will have, I guarantee, a 7-figure business on your hands, if not bigger. Honestly, at that point, it's hard to stop the flywheel. So assuming you know how to monetize it, which is its whole other ball of wax. If you want to learn about different monetization streams, different ways of building the business, go to Beyond the Apex, go apply for our group coaching program. We can walk you through some techniques for that. But that's really only for entrepreneurs who already have traction. They already have 5-6 figure business and they're looking to add another 0 onto their current operations. If you're currently at 0, you don't have a business, adding a 0 onto the end of it ain't gonna help you. So take the free content that we're putting out, take the ideas that we're sharing, go implement them, go get some traction, then come to beyondtheapex.com and apply for the group coaching program. We'd love to work with you. But again, it's only for high-level entrepreneurs who are already, have a little bit of traction. So, but that's gonna do it for me, guys and gals. I appreciate you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay hyper-focused, my friends.